Happy Sunday, the day of worship, day of church, right? God's, Jesus day, uh, worship day. Anyways, it's April 19th as I'm recording this. Just wanted to shine light right now. Not really interested in basically um, doing like a humiliation process for people. Not really at that point in my life, or never really have been interested in taking down other people for the sake of pleasure, right? Or for the sake of my pleasure, or for the sake of happiness. But I just want to put some things into light and kind of just show everybody like this is obviously the reality of what trading has become in modern day era, right? In this current generation, it's honestly not even about the charts. It's more about basically who says that they're doing well, and I mean the rest that I'm saying, and of course with everything that I'm saying about others, it's always like one, you point with one finger but four fingers or three fingers realistically points back at you, right? So but I'm not, of course, inspired to be a guru. I'm just another trader. Yes, I mean, I have been trading for nearly, actually I'm just 1 month away from trading, uh from 1 month away from trading 9.5 years officially. So that's it's kind of wild. I feel like once you get to 10 years, you start, or even close to 10 years, you start counting like every half a year, every year, and it's just like wow, it's just more experience to my resume, to my work experience, to my mental. It's just I don't know. It's just I mean it's something I've been quiet for so long, kind of just wanted to just mind myself. I mean, because that's trading, right? You can have the best days, you can have six-figure days, you can have almost seven figures a day, and the next thing you know, you're almost down, damn near seven figures too. Luckily, I have never been down that much, but I mean, I did have almost 200K in the red on a live stream, and lucky I was able to recover that off stream. However, just really, really, really suicidal. There's no other way to sugarcoat that, right? But somebody I actually really like, and I'm not gonna say his name. I don't want to say anybody's name. Um, but these people have their own trading discords. They have basically their whole social media about how they know what they're doing, this and that. And I just want to just show you guys, right? So I'm here. I don't want to be like, oh, I'm the only Discord that's here for the truth. But everything I do is for free. I don't need to make money off of selling any course or anything, right? Now, this guy kind of here's just the honest truth, and nobody really has enough brains or single cells in their heads to actually figure it out. So, you see this, right? You see this evals, affiliations, codes. You see this 44,000, just 4 months in, um, almost what, a little over seven figures, and spending for 2025 as a whole. You see all these videos, right? And then
And I still haven't got a payout with them. Not proud of it, man enough to spend like $1,000 with Tradeify, and then another 500 with my funded futures, and then like another 500 with Take Profit Trader. And I haven't gotten a payout on any of them.
Right, so let me just replay one more time.
Not proud of it, man enough to say I spent over $6,000 on Top Step evals, and I still haven't gotten a payout on there. Not proud of it, man enough to say I spent about $2,000 on Alpha Futures evals, and I still haven't gotten a payout with them. Not proud of it, man enough to say I spent like $1,000 with Tradeify, and then another 500 with my funded futures, and then like another 500 with Take Profit Trader. And I haven't gotten a payout on any of them.
Kind of upsetting over here because I actually really like this kid. I actually kind of got some motivation from him and about three other people, or I should say two other people. So three people, and I guess I look up to on TikTok, and they're like my motivation, right? Because when I end the week red, or when I'm basically break even, a lot of times I'm almost break even on the week, or perhaps I just had a great week. But when you've been trading for more than 2-3 years, showing up every day, I'm sure everybody can relate to this. They've had a lot of red weeks, a lot of break even weeks. It's honestly, those two add up to be a lot more than green weeks that you'll ever have in your career. So it's just the realistic truth of trading, right? Or this guy, right? So I don't wanna say his name. I don't want to say anybody's name. I mean, you probably saw this guy's name over here. I don't want it to come out of my mouth. Um, but you know, it's just you open a Discord, dude. You're here to sell truths. I mean, what you want to say is a truth for me, like truth. Um, then people join your Discord. People try to give you advice too. People try to help you out. People generally want to see people win. But then when you give a nasty, nasty, nasty response, like, my Discord, and yes, I'm still bitter, where you're like, my whole Discord makes more money than you. Well, how can your whole Discord make more money than me when you yourself cannot even get a fucking payout, right? And I mean, I don't care who says, well, one, two, three payouts, that's dope, but is it in your bank account? And are you actually buying a car? Are you going on vacation? You can't do anything with your money. You can't even afford your own damn diapers, let alone condoms to fuck with somebody else with actually living, not just below your means, but living lavishly way below your means, right? So different categories. I mean, Doji even called you some pretty harsh words in their video. That was brutal, and I don't wish that on anybody, regardless of disrespect that you've shown some people. So, but this guy, I mean, you fucked up so bad, and you still show up on YouTube, you still show up on Discord. I kind of wanted to believe, have some hope in you. I wanted to believe, like, you maybe you're one of those traders who are like, okay, well, you're faking something, but then realistically, like, you got the shit down, right? I generally thought you were one of those type of people, but it's just every video kind of just dreadfully kills that with a sharp knife, right? Like, nope, like, no, I don't know what I'm doing. Um, but it's not about anybody can make it. Nobody's stupid per se, right? I don't believe in that. It's just about experience. It's also about swallowing your ego. It's also about me swallowing my ego humbly from time to time to time, right? So, you don't want to put yourself in the spotlight just to act like a damn clown. And when people start making gifs and memes out of you, you fuck up, right? Especially, like, I'm probably gonna get some hate for this too. But if you look over here, uh, really, really, right now, you just think about it, right? At the end of the day, people selling courses, they're rebranding certain strategies, support and resistance as levels. I mean, this is like my fifth video saying it. It's just all fake. It's scammer behavior. I'm not here to talk about these terms in trading, right? I'm realistically one of those people on YouTube who's not like, you have to understand what support means. No, sometimes I even break it down and be like, support means price floor. It's like a basketball or a ball in general. If you bounce it, it's bound to come up, right? Because there's a floor. And same thing with the charts. There's a price floor. And the ceiling, that's a resistance, right? And if you per se you want to take your trading a little bit more to an advanced style, then realistically you're going to be studying something called supply and demand. Now, funny enough, if we just look over here, if we just look over here, right, we're basically, this guy forwarded from one of the trading discords that he's in. They said, okay, basically to a full extent, they use AMT at the end of the day for banks and hedge funds. Now, I can't really say I've ever worked for a hedge fund. I have worked to retirement pension companies for the state of California, two of them, which is very, very, in some extents, in some ways, more ways than not, actually, I believe hedge funds and retirement pension companies share a lot of similarities, just different goals. But everything else behind the door, behind the curtains, is all the same. I strongly believe that I don't 100% know the truth about hedge funds per se, but I have worked at one bank, really, and I've also worked. Well, now I'm working for actually, it's one of the biggest. It's the biggest trading company in the United States of America. But anyways, break it down. The market is an auction, and their goal, at least in a regulated market, is to find the fair value or the fair price of the asset. Now, realistically, I don't care who says what, the market is not regulated. The market is not regulated. Regulation means that there's only a set amount. Regulation means there's limits. There's no limits with this presidency. So that itself is already wrong. But what that means, and I dumb it down so much that you guys sometimes are like amazed, right? But that literally sounds like a justification of why supply and demand or support and resistance works, right? Fair enough. You could honestly be like, that's why FVGs work. Now, realistically, I don't believe in that, but it's still not a horrible concept, right? To a certain degree, with a Fibonacci retracement, yes, I can generally see the FVG working. Now, just sounds stupid. I mean, so many gurus want to basically fluff everything with all these fancy words like I don't even know, right? I don't even know. I see traders, I just can't. It always pisses me off. I'm thinking of accumulation, manipulation. I'm about to start distribution. And now this is where we take our trade on the 1 minute time frame, 1 second time frame, a half a second time frame. It's not that complicated, guys. I promise, right? I'm not the best trader, but of course I trade enough to make a living. Now that's the only thing that matters realistically. But anyways, back to the point. Back to the point. If you want to join a legit trader, aside for the name of the server, this is generally the best place to be because it's free and we have humor. Right now some people get fucked up so bad, we literally, our own member, we're like, somebody made a meme out of this, they're like, edits getting fucked brutally by Nas, right? That's so funny. And he's not even an asshole about it. He's like, oh my god, I forgot about it. Wait, hold up, pause. Did RZ search it up or is that just an old image? So see, he's right, funny. It's hilarious. This is the place that you actually want to be in for the sake of your mental health, for the sake of good times, and of course. I mean, if we just look up over here, he was like, see, literally, he was like me, and of course, this is just a preview. I didn't even have this in mind that he said that, but we're a little bit open over here, and I was like, but you're just I don't want to curse, and we have fun right now. If we just look down to the over here, crazy. We're talking about news. We also have a little news thing, right? Where basically, if I just a news feed. That's what it's called. Now, funny enough, we're talking about all this stuff. We debrief news. We actually talk about what that means, what that could mean for the remainder of the week. Over here, she's saying, Trump straight up lied about the trade being open. Master market manipulator, master baiter. It's honestly just, if you've been in the market, especially during Biden's presidency, especially during Obama's presidency. I know a lot of people haven't even been trading around Biden's presidency, but Obama, for one, he was a huge manipulator, and a lot of people were saying that he was a good president. No, you just don't know. Obama's presidency and his legacy is actually very, very compared with Obama's presidency. And now, I mean, Obama's presidency is compared very strongly to Donald Trump's second presidency, meaning that's his current, meaning that's what he's doing right now. That's what Obama has been compared with. And it's still, a lot of people are talking about, well, how did Obama do it better? Because Obama, I know a lot of people, you guys are thinking are dictators. Trump is being a dictator, but no, Obama over here, he went against Congress, right? So, I mean, if we're talking about, it's funny, a lot of people don't know shit, but then once they see something that they don't like, they're over here bashing out, protesting. That's just basically how people just generally are. A lot of people just love, they like doing things that they don't even have no knowledge about. Now, enough of this rant, enough of this. We're here for the weekly trade recap. I'm here to talk about my trading. I'm here to talk about how I fucked up. I'm here to talk about, of course, you want to be in this Discord, right? I'm really proud of this Discord for one. But, and of course, if we come to the mentor chat, I do have a lot of free education here. If we just go to the pinned, I have a playlist. Episode 2's out. The mentorship. It's all free, guys. It's all free. I don't sell nothing. I don't make a single cent from doing any of this, but it's locked. It's limited because not everybody is welcome to have this information, because not a lot of people even believe in my strategy. Not a lot of people even want to have a profitable strategy. A lot of people, I mean, I don't care who says what, but you can't realistically expect something to work out if you just don't have the mindset that even allows you or enables you to pursue that, right? So if you don't have an enabling mindset, then you definitely are not going to have a mindset that gives you that performance. So, anybody can join. Anybody can just send me the DM, and I got you guys, right? So, coming down, trading view here, we'll just break it down. Friday, man, I made Fridays. Now I made a weekly. Every day I trade. I believe this week I did make a trading recap video. Now, here's the thing. Don't really have much of a market structure, right? So It came up, came down, came up, came down, came up, came down, came up, came down. It's like we're just coming up now. Eventually, we have to come down, but it's just to form another up, right? We basically just have this massive. We basically just have this massive market structure. There's not actually much of a structure because, to be brutally honest, we're just pumping up. Days like this, where realistically there's just a lot of money in manipulation. I know that sounds like an ICT concept, but I mean more so in the sense, and I don't believe in manipulation. I believe in more uh, a lot of basically belief that we're just going to keep dumping, right? That's what I mean manipulation. A lot of people think that, well, if we've been climbing up for so high, we have to come all the way down, right? Because we have to basically fulfill this imbalance. Now, I know that drawing kind of looks like something else, which it should never have. But we basically have all this open, right? Even so many people would be like, well, we have up to here, we have up to here, basically all this area to close, and that's what imbalances look like. And yes, imbalances are always created to get fulfilled, but realistically, I was reminding my Discord, I don't want to trade, don't want to trade, don't want to trade. But then I was kind of looking, and I was kind of conflicted. I was a 50-50 between, basically, if we just zoom out, just go over here. I was like, well, we could realistically hold, basically, like, kind of want to, realistically, we could basically hold over there and over here, right? But at the same time, I was like, if we can even come basically like right here, zoom out. Yeah, I was like, if we can even just come up right there, then I want to take a short. So kind of depending, right? Because I was like, if we can get back in this zone, get fluff it, come back, and then I was like, we should retest it one more time, or maybe retest something, maybe retest the tops here before we have a massive bullish New York opening. Right now, let's just look at what happened Friday. Pre-market, she came down there. Now, yes, I honestly wanted to take a buy there, but I don't know, it was just a 50-50, and I don't really like trading, placing an open order right at market opening. I've just learned it's best to just have no trades rather than getting smoked. Now, if we just go on the 1 minute time frame, right, just to show you guys, not saying that I'd use the 1 minute time frame, and I don't, but she basically held over here and then she just poofed up right now. Close enough. She did take she did come all the way up over there and came back down, but realistically, by the time I got in a sell, my order, it was already there, and it was just a massive, dude. It was massive. It was massive. I don't know why I waited for so long, but it was just massive. So when I realized that, okay, I took a sell over there, I wrote it down. I didn't actually even wait for a hold down because she was pretty choppy, and I remember I wanted to see a crack over here. She didn't nearly crack, and then I just took profit because I was tired of basically being 190 $70 in profit, then just to come back up to $20 in profit, right? But fair enough, she retested and then she just shot up. So really, my analysis, as much as I want to say it was spot on, but this is just the brutal truth. Yes, the second trade I did take while it was on my big account. So one trade per account, right? One on my small account, still trying to flip that. One on my big account, really trying to play with the lot size and still trying to master this, trying to get my mental down for US 30. I took the second trade. I actually took a buy over here, and I just wanted just to target basically what was previously resistance. The next thing you know, she pushed well above it on my broker, and when I saw that she was coming back down to what was once resistance, now going to hold a support, I didn't want to risk it, right? I didn't want to risk it. Now, I knew that this thing would keep going. I just didn't know that she would go all the way up, because at that point, if I held on to my buy, yes, I know I got close to 100 points. It was actually more so like 86, 89 points. I knew that if I could kept going, realistically, I know it says 500 points, but it probably would have been like 400, probably could have been like late 300 points. So, brokers and trading view charts, the numbers, they make a huge different. They're very, very, very differently. So that was Friday. Again, everybody could be like, well, your analysis was right, or maybe you're pretty spot on, but honestly, I didn't really act the best of it, so you always have to take that into consideration. I don't care who says what. Now, this trade, I don't 100% remember. Oh, this was Thursday was a no trade day because I saw that we came up and I saw that we are slowly curling our way back up. I wanted to see basically it hold resistance in this area, and I wanted to see a flush. That was my game plan. Let's take a look at what it actually did, right? So yes, I knew we came down, came up, came down, came up, came down. Ideally, I should have been looking for something like right over here, but when pre-market, when she retraced like that, I thought that she could easily shoot up just as a fake out for so many traders because they believe in that, right? You only believe and you fail wherever you truly believe if it's not accurate. And a lot of people believe in fake outs. Now, if there's no such thing as a fake out, everything is calculated from a banks, from the back scenes. I just don't know how many more times to break that down. But I really wanted to see basically every trader who got in a short over here get fucked up just so I could take a short up here. In other words, that's how supply and demand works. If we came up here at one point, then we should realistically come back up here again, right? Now, that just didn't work. Kind of seemed like we held support over here just to break it. I'll show you guys. I'm not here to act like a smartass. It got by me and it just had me so damn confused. Yes, you saw that she came here. It took a while though, but even then, when it came up, she didn't nearly come up as high as what I was expecting. So that's 35 points, 30 points of a difference. I did not want to risk basically taking a stab at shorts when she could easily get me 30 plus points in drawdown, right? And that doesn't mean resistance is yes where I'm expecting for it to go down. That doesn't mean that's where my stop loss is. Realistically, my stop loss sometimes could be 10 to 15 points on top of that. Sometimes even more. It just depends, honestly. Now, depends on the background, by the way, before I just brush that off. Now, for every buyer who got in at the bottom, now you had a massive, massive, massive. Actually, we should break it down in 1 minute time frame. Yeah, so she had wicked over here, and she immediately just pushed up. So, I mean, a buy would have been appropriate. I just feel like if this thing had even remotely came close to basically up here, it would have been a nice heavy drop. And I mean, I'm looking back and I still agree on my bias. I'm not here to say I'm not exactly stubborn per se, but I trade what I know. And I don't trade what I don't know. I'm not here to trade just because I'm here to crossing my fingers, crossing my legs over each other like I'm wearing a damn dress. Try not to show my, my woo-ha or hoo-ha, whatever. And, I don't want to put my fate in luck's arms. So, 6:15, now this is Wednesday, April 15th. Now, I was kind of split 50-50. I was looking to the left and it kind of, over here, let's just talk about it. Now she came up, came down, came up, came down, came up, came down, came up, came down, climbing our way back over here. Kind of seems like we should be holding something over here before we push back up, right? Because we already broke it. Now, I saw that, but I really wanted to see in the pre-market. Now, notice how I'm also doing my analysis in the pre-market, right? Notice how, if you watch any of my live streams, any of my trade recaps, any of my videos on YouTube, you'll notice a few things. One, I do trade in the pre-market. Why? And I'll just say just straight up. A lot of these firms, a lot of these banks, a lot of these big hedge funds, they have the orders placed 30, sometimes an hour. Sometimes they even have their stops like 2-3 hours pre-market. They know, they see all these things. They know where it's going to cross. And insider information, insider traders can see all these things. And yes, it is our job to basically make sure that they get fulfilled, not exactly completed, but fulfilled. And we have to make sure that everything has a nice flow to it, right? So now what does that mean? A nice flow to it. A market, it's choppy. How is there a flow to it? Now, not everything and anything in a market is uncalculated. You should rest assured that that's 100% false. Now, if you go to the left, I did see basically that we were, I kind of thought that we could hold resistance like right there, right? I mean, what was once resistance, support. I know we broke it. That's what kind of made me iffy about that candle. But when we came back over here, I wanted this thing to drop. Ideally, I don't remember where I took my trade, my short, but I just knew this. I know it's it's a little over 100 points, but I knew that that purple box, that we could easily see some type of decline before we get down. Right now, let me just clear my drawings just so I can show you guys. I wanted to basically see it push up, and I wanted to see it come down. Now, I think this was a day where yeah, I I think I took a short right here. I took two shorts. I remember that. I took a short. It was right there. I took a short right there, and I got fucked up. I got fucked up by 50 points. It was 58 points. I got fucked up pretty bad. But then I was like, she can't keep going. And next thing I know, she was still holding. And, notice my blue line. Yes, we didn't touch it, but we were holding over here, and we were just completely just coming down. I took a sell. I really, really wanted to see basically, I mean, really wanted to see basically this area, right? Really want to see this area get crushed, and she did, man. She fucking did. But it kind of seemed like she was holding resistance at that line, and she just kept going. See, this is all true. I have a strategy that works, right? I'm not here to say I'm the richest, guys. It was never about that. It's not about that. I'm here to tell you guys and to shine light where truth stands, right? So what works, what's effective. Now I don't care who says what, but
Not proud of it, man enough to say I spent over $6,000 on Top Step.
Don't know where that fucker came from, but we have new people, right? We have new people joining our server, and we have a lot of people giving me praise, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm not here to misguide anybody. And if I were to here to sell things, yeah, you have the right to question my ability. You have the right to question my intention. But I just see, you could see all this stuff, right? Selling, you have people literally, and I'll give you a sneak peek. It's honestly this top tier, first of all, comedy for other people, and a lot of people who, even this guy's new to trading. Just read it yourself, right? Now, right? People over here saying his stuff just don't work, and he's here just for the money, right? I believed in him. I trusted him, right? Now, someone's saying, man, when I see him upload these stories, I was so disappointed in seeing what type of person he's become. The money is a real thing. And I don't know about you guys, but you could actually look at somebody's face. You can actually hear somebody, the way they talk about things, and you could tell whether they're, their authenticity, right? Whether they're real, whether they're fake. But he's just another person in Miami, in a big city, who just wants to enjoy the lavish, the glitz, the glams, right? Close the server. All he cares about is core selling greed, no transparency. I mean, I don't care. For all I know, he probably owns a broker too that he's trading. You guys want to see broker statements? Well, here I can tell you, before I take a screenshot of my broker statements, I can edit it. Because after all, why would I own a broker I mean, if I'm owning a broker, it's for tax purposes, right? It's for tax purposes, and especially that's a top two, top three reasons. But then there's just so many other things, right? But that you can manipulate and basically say that in the face of the IRS that I'm taking more losses than wins. It's gonna vary, but a lot of traders do those type of games. They play a lot of expenses, they fluff their expenses, they lower their profits, and at the end of the day, um, I mean, there's a lot of complications that also follow that too. But don't ever do anything that just follows money, right? Do it because you're interested. Do it because you actually want to learn. Do it because you're passionate, right? So, coming back, I did take the sell. I did make up my loss plus $98 in profit Wednesday. Wednesday was kind of a weird day for me because I should say Tuesday midnight, Wednesday early morning, I came back home from the ER. Now, for the people that are in my Discord, they know it was a fucking hilarious ass story. But man, it was something. Right now, I don't remember what Tuesday I did. I think Tuesday was also a no trade day, realistically speaking, just because I really wanted to see this thing push up. Now, I really wanted to see it actually hold. Now let's talk about it. We came up, came down, came up, came down, came up, came down, retraced, came down, came up, came down, came up, came down, came up. I ideally wanted to see it hold some type of support over here before we could push up. But that was not the case. That was not the case, where instead we just wanted to come back up just to retest over here just for a drop. Again, when you're conflicted, when you're like a really strong 50-50, and it happens. This was a day for me too. That's why I had no trade. When you're 50-50, it's best to just sit out. So, getting rid of all drawings. Of course, I did know that we could. Just looking at these few candles, these 4 candles, looking at these 1, 2, 3, 4 candles, so it's like 8 candles telling me, or 7 candles telling me, no, it's 8, 4 here, 4 there, showing me and telling me that we could easily, and we should be able to easily avoid this zone for just a flush. I don't and didn't want to believe it just because Monday wasn't exactly that heavy bullish day that I was expecting, given war, given how things have been actually favoring the US. It's not that we're doing the best, it's not that we're doing too well as well, but at least the tide is in our favor. And I really, really, really wanted to see the past few days, the past week, maybe I feel like April and March in general should be extremely bullish. So, of course, there may not be much truth. And before I go back, I should show you guys, she did wicket, and she just immediately just tanked. So, actually, I don't know why I didn't tank, because I thought that if we're gonna get a nasty flush, we could easily hold, support right here, right? Realistically, it should be like right there. So, instead she held support right there, which doesn't make, actually I can kind of see it if you look at those wicks. Yeah, I could see this. But nonetheless, no trade Tuesday, and then Monday kind of flipped me out, dude. But again, just like Friday and on Monday, it was a tricky week. Now, when I saw that we're forming a U, right? Now, watch Monday's recap. But again, if you don't want to watch all those videos because they're like all 20 minutes long, and you're like, this guy just talks too much, he doesn't know his shit, for some whatever reason may tell you that, I saw that we're forming a U. Now, everybody knows that even when we form a U, it's not gonna be like that, right? It's realistically gonna be a little bit choppy. It's gonna be a little bit choppy, and then we're gonna hit that little peak at the bottom, and then we're gonna start retracing higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and then we basically form. And sometimes we can either break the entry of it, make it support, push back up, or we can basically come back down hit resistance and then just massively just drop, right? So really just two of those situations, but I wanted to see it basically hit TP over here, yes, to close it, maybe hold resistance somewhere over here or realistically over here. Yeah, that would have been a great resistance. You guys see how what I'm looking at now, right? This, it just doesn't get better than this when you're actually marking support and resistance, because you have to look at everything. Now you can have your chart super zoomed in, or you could have it super tiny. It just depends. It's all about personal preference for you guys, right? Now, but regardless, I basically wanted to see this thing curl up, but I wanted to see it to come, because I saw, actually I should show you guys a little before, because after that is market opening. In the pre-market, I said it was coming back up, but I wanted it to, while we're still here, I wanted to come basically down to retest this to push back up, right? So let me just redo that drawing because that's not exactly accurate. Come up, and I wanted to see it hold this zone right here for just wick it, not even hold it, just wick it, right? Just wick it. Now look to the left, right? Resistance, support. Come over here, support, resistance, support. So I wanted to see basically hold or just wick this area, right? Just wick it, and you get rid of the drawings. Just wanted to see it wick it, right? Retrace down to the 490, push up. But pre-market, as you saw, that she just shot back up. I mean, she shot all the way up, right? Not all the way up, I shouldn't say that. But then I noticed that if we're gonna go straight up, well, I still want to be stubborn that we had to retrace the 490 zone either way. Now, I noticed as soon as I'll show you guys, but as soon as she came up, she basically held the zone right here. It was something I noticed last minute looking to the left. Triple bottom candles over here, right? Wick, and it just seems so evident. Support, resistance. Candle was holding these two candles over here, and then support, massive push up. Really wanted to see basically hold it, which she did. So I took that sell. And I want to see how much I actually made on that day trading. Let me just go MT4. So what day was that? That was 13th. 13th was $87. Yeah, I only had 3 days trading. Yeah, I only had 3 days trading. So Tuesday and Friday? No, Tuesday and Thursday were days I didn't trade. So I only made $229.20 for the week. Current balance account is up at 1236.93 for the small count, which is good. We started this from $62. Not like I intentionally started from $62. I just blew my account from $841 to $62, and I had to trade NAS, and by the time I got it up to 200, I was like, let's just basically gamble $200 in an attempt of learning how to trade US 30. And panned out. 1236.93 is what we're at. Now back to Monday, the setup I'm showing you guys. I entered at 6:30:50, right? So 50 seconds after market opening. It was $87 on 3 lots, so that's $3 per point. What is that? That's just 3 times 3. That's like 26 points. So I did get freaked out. These type of setups on NAS are honestly very simple, but on US 30 it has a twist to it. So, just trading. This is my 3rd week. I just finished my 3rd week trading US 30. If you think about like that, 3 weeks making $1,000, $1,000 and $1,200. Or sorry, I should have said $1,000 and $200. 36. Not really bad. not good, but not bad. So, funny enough, when she came down, she wicked it. Yes, she did come a little bit back down, and she wicked back up. I did not take any buys down here. I just, crazy enough to see it panning out the way that I wanted it to, but just weird at the same time because I'm like, this is how US 30 trades. So, Monday, though, was a really solid day of trading, but sometimes, you just have to see support and resistance in a flash of a few seconds, and next thing you know, because that's what had happened. I saw that we were basically wicking this. Actually, it should be a little bit higher. I saw that we just wicked it, and then we didn't really go too much higher above it, just holding it by like 12 points. And then when she was coming down, she dropped. And that's when I got in the sell, and she 27 points. Yes, I might have closed early, or I closed my stop loss, and I trailed my stop loss. Don't really remember which one of the two it was. And boom, it panned out, right? So if I can show up every day and make $50, I mean, at the end of the day, that is life-changing money. $50, that's gas money, that's food money, that's steak money, that's 2-3 drinks money, right? So it just depends on your lot size. I mean, that same now. This week, I really want to push. I'm kind of tired of pushing 3 lots. I've been pushing that for 2.5 weeks. I really want to try to see if I can take 4 lots and maybe end this week with pushing either 5 or 6 lots, which for my broker means $5 or $6 per point. So would really, really, really love to see that panning out. But we'll just see. All right, I think Monday we have no news, but I think this week we shouldn't have much news, but we are gonna have a feisty Monday because of North Korea. So, here's always, here's always, just telling the truth. If you want to join my Discord, actually, I also want to show you guys this. Now, if you go on I just opened an Instagram. I'm gonna be talking about this just in probably an hour or two, maybe later tonight. I'm in Arizona right now, out of town, vacation. Um, should be. I need to book my flight for tomorrow. Change my flight time. It's supposed to be tonight, but might as well just do it tomorrow. Probably tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, something like that. And follow my Instagram. I'll respond to this on my Instagram. So, peace, love, and cheers. And as always, God bless everybody that's watching this video. I mean, if you're having hard times trading, this is the place to be, right? Follow my YouTube. My YouTube was actually the place where I drop all the gems. My Instagram is probably where I want to be spamming things about my personal life and just trading and kind of just dropping gems of secret. And then TikTok is really supposed to be there as an attention grabber / showing off, right? So, yeah. Take care, guys.